Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up, and we'll start our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center, corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. Go by and learn all kinds of different things. I love that welding class over there. I always try to think I'm going to take it and build me 2 or 3 tree stands. I never have and probably won't, but the opportunity is there to take welding and car repair and body shop work, all the way up to computers and nursing programs and just all kind of stuff at Haney Technical Center. A great place and a great location there. All right, our weather today is going to be high of 89. I know this week has been really hot, and it's going to continue that way. It'll be close to 90 inland, but low will be 73, and the water temperature is at 86 degrees. All right, now we're looking at our river readings. The Apalachicola Bluntstown, the rivers are getting right. It is at a 7.5 in good shape, and it's going to have a slow drop to it for the weekend. And then the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is in good shape. It's reading 7 foot, at even 7 foot this morning. It's going to drop on down below 7 foot. So we're in good shape as far as the rivers. I expect I'm going to see some really nice pictures and all from the river this weekend and all. Now, our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home, and their motto is "Where Caring Counts." And right here on 23rd Street, we're looking at tides for September the 11th, and we're looking at a high tide was this morning at 1:31, and a low tide at 12:50. Okay, that takes care of the tides, and we're looking at I'm going to call Blair Morgan. I'm going to call him tomorrow morning and get a report from the East End viewing area. Also, over at Santa Rosa Beach the other day, got a report for the Choctawhatchee Bay. Got an interview with one of the captains over there. So we're going to cover the East End and the West End. We'll get all that taken care of this week for our famous Friday fishing report. So stay tuned, and that'll all be coming up. But right now, I've got a special guest in the studio, and we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and with us today is Ronnie Groom. We got to get Ronnie on camera here now, so let's see. All right. Bob's working on the camera, so here we go. All right, Ronnie.
All right. Good morning, buddy.
Good to have you. Good to have you on camera.
Good to be here.
We were talking the other day, and everything just fell into place. This past weekend, there was a minor mishap on a tree stand. A young man fell out of a tree. He's going to be okay, but it just brought it to our attention again. And we mentioned it yesterday on the phone how important tree stand safety is.
Yeah, safety is such a factor, and that's what I want to talk about this morning is tree stand safety. You know, hunting overall is a very safe sport. It's safer than volleyball. It's in the bottom 5 of accidents, and there's very few shooting accidents. Of course, if there's one anywhere in the world, you're going to hear it everywhere on the radio, on the TV, and everything. But hunting is a very safe sport. Mm-hmm. The main problem we have is people occasionally fall out of a tree stand, and that's not real common either. You know, people are becoming safety conscious, and we've got the equipment out now to be safe. We've got good stands, but the problem is there's a lot of bad stuff out there too. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful. We have a sign in our tree stand department that says, "You may not be concerned about your safety, but we are. We don't sell sorry tree stands." Yeah. You know, people go there, you want to save $10, and then wind up in the hospital with a broke back.
And the industry itself finally caught up. When the first ones came out, those little baker stands and all, they meant well and everything, but they were unsafe. And we told stories about those before, but now they've come out with some really well-constructed tree stands.
You know, if you're a parent, you're a man or a woman, or the youngsters even, it's up to you. If you're a youngster even, you tell your dad, you know, Dad, don't go out there in that old tree stand. Get a good, safe tree stand. And, you know, I have grandkids, and I take them out there, and I can assure you they're going to be in a good stand. They're going to be in something I can trust them in, and that I know is going to take care of them.
And speaking of good tree stands, you showed me this one has it's sort of double construction, like reinforcing on this one you're talking about this morning.
Right. And, we'll talk about that in just a second.
Okay, let's look at this.
Let's go over a couple things that you need. One thing is a safety vest. This is a really nice safety vest. Now, you know, if you're out dog hunting or something, you need to have a lot of it, even a cap like this, you know, and that way you're going to be safe. And these vests, you can, if you own private property, it's not required that you wear a safety vest.
Yeah,
But you know, you need to wear. You don't have to be a law for you to do it. You know, to take care of yourself and your family. You can get a little small vest like this and a hat and be safe. It's very, very important.
without any kind of orange, it helps a lot. But the more orange, the better.
That's right. The orange really protects you, and it does not run the deer off like a lot of people think.
No.
But if that worries you, when you get up the tree stand, take the vest off once you get up there and put some moss on it or something, you know. But I wouldn't worry about that. And another thing is safety vest. Now, they have come a long way. This is a tree stalker vest here. You see this on television all the time. They're very compact. They're lightweight. They have pockets in them, and you can get them now in all price ranges. Some of them don't have. This has a vest on it, but you can get them just with the straps. And if you fall, you know, I had Dr. Bob Shepard that helped me teach most schools.
I met him, and that book he wrote
He's a
is
super
a
guy.
Bible. It's a Bible.
He's a
on
great
deer
hunter.
Yeah, it was an amazing book.
But his wife one day just laid the law down and says, Bob, you're going to start wearing a safety vest. So he argued around and finally got one. And the first morning he got in the stand, he's a doctor and he worked all night long in the emergency room. And the first morning he was in the tree stand after that, he fell. He said he woke up, he went to sleep, and he fell, and that tree stand saved his life, you know. And I could tell you a story, and I've told you before, story after story, of people that are careless. You know, they got an old wooden homemade stand, been in the wood 10 years.
Yeah.
They got nylon belts to hold their stand up, and they leave them there, and the sun deteriorates. There's just so many things you can do to be careful. Every year, this time of the year is the time to do it. Go in and check your stands, replace any straps or anything that's wrong. Put a little oil on it so it doesn't squeak on you. And, you know, just be careful, be safe, be successful.
That's right. That's right. And it's so important. It's so much fun to get outdoors, up in the woods, you can just go there and walk around. It just seems like it's a therapy session at times.
That's right. I just love to get out in the woods. You know, I went out Sunday after church. I went out and I just rode around the woods a little while and just had a ball right by myself.
Yeah.
But it's good to do. But you know, if you're hunting, I just said I went by myself. If you're hunting, you need to have somebody else in the woods with you.
Yeah.
You know, in a stand next to you. If not, you need to leave somebody that knows you, that knows exactly where you're going to be.
Yeah.
You need, if you nothing else, have a map and mark. So I'm going to hunt in this stand this afternoon. Have an aerial map so that if you don't come back in time, somebody knows where to go.
And for sure, you gotta have your cell phone with you. That's just been a lifesaver for a lot of people. It's also fun. Now the kids are texting back and forth from tree stand and hunters and all. I've been in tree stand.
You could.
And Whitney, my granddaughter, was hunting 2 years ago she was in Troy, and I was in Greenville. And both of us in tree stands, and she had taken her first deer. So excited. So she sent me the picture, while I'm still in my tree stand. So so if I'd fallen out of a tree stand, I could have gotten help. And so a phone is great.
You know, it's just good to have because if I got a grandson a quarter of a mile away and I hear him shoot, I'm gonna give him about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna say,
That's
hey,
right.
What's going on over there?
That's right.
How big was the deer? Did you shoot something?
All right, let's take this quick break. We'll come back and show you some of these testimonials from these guys that that hunt a lot, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sitting here with Ronnie Groom. Yesterday we had a couple of boats on the show. We had a kayak and Ed Swearingen's boat for sale. Now listen, we're going to want to buy one. Ronnie was just telling me during the commercial break. Tell the folks what you're looking for, Ronnie.
I've got a little place I can fish. I need a little John boat with, really don't have to have a motor, but a 10 or 15, 14-foot John boat, but it needs to be wide, 42 or 48 inches wide at the bottom because I need a stable boat. I don't need a Ricky Rocky boat.
Okay, and what doesn't motor or without a motor, you said?
With or without a small motor. I don't want a big motor.
You can trade out or whatever.
Yeah, we'll do some trading.
Jack leg trading or whatever kind of trading. So that's a good.
Just call me down at the store.
Okay. Call Ron and get him a boat down there. He got a little secret fishing spot.
Yeah, I got a little spot on my lease that I can fish. I'm gonna take my grandkids.
I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, look, we're talking about this tree stand and being real safe in tree stands and all. You brought some pictures and these are some guys we know. This is a double like a reinforced tree stand. Tell us about it.
Yeah, you can look at this stand. This to me is the safest stand. The ladder to me is the safest stand you can hunt out of, although it's not as versatile as a climbing stand, but it is as far as safer. If you look at this ladder right here, you'll see on the sides it has double rails going down, so the stand can't bend in and out. It has a large platform to stand on if you want to stand up. And most of all, it's got that bar across the front that you can't fall on. You can't follow, it's got that bar on there, but that double side there.
See that the double side right in here?
Right.
On both sides. That's double strength right there, folks. That is good.
And we have these in singles and doubles. You can get them in a double that will hold 2 people, you know, if you got a grandson or a wife and a husband want to hunt together or something. It's to me, it's one of the safest stands out there. And I hunt out of them and my grandkids. But if we go back to that picture, I want you to look at that and see.
That's a T-Bone Turner.
He weighs over 300 pounds.
Hold on, let me read what he says. I am a guy who makes decisions based on pros and cons, and I can tell you these stands fill the pro category up. In this day and age, you can't afford not to purchase the best stands made. Being a big guy, stands have to be sturdy, strong, and durable. I can appreciate quality and comfort, and these stands are no-brainers. I promise you, you will love these stands. T-Bone Turner.
T-Bone doesn't get paid for this.
Okay.
That's just what he hunts in. He doesn't use it on his TV shows or anything. And he's a big guy. And that stand is rated for 300 pounds. But any stand that's rated for 300, they test them for 600.
Yeah.
And all our stands are tested by the Tree Stand Association. Okay. Where they take stands before they'll approve them. They have to run through certain tests.
And you have okay, I'll put a horizontal one up here.
All right.
We're going to. You have these stands down at the store.
Yeah, we've got them down there. They're, in my estimation, the best stands. It's what I hunt out of, and I got a store full of stands. Yeah. That'll tell you something.
That's a testimony.
Safety is the name of the game when you start to hunt.
What's the name of those now?
They're family tradition.
Family tradition tree stand. Okay. All right. And we got some. I marvel at the size of these deer that are coming up in these pictures. This is Ted Nugent, and he hunts out of the same kind of stand, right? Okay. As a hopeless terminal, lifelong backstrapper, I take my bow hunting rather seriously, always demanding excellence for maximum stealth and quality in my gear. I found that Michigan owned my own family tradition tree stands to fully deliver on all counts. It's easy to use and rock solid. I really like rock solid and have the back straps to prove it. Ted Nugent. So if he hunts out of the same.
And he doesn't have this. Not one of his sponsors. This is what he hunts out of.
Yeah.
I mean, he's concerned like I am about safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And this is our buddy here. Now these are just different hunters. That okay. I'm gonna have to.
Okay. Strain.
Okay, if you can't feel your feet, it's time to change your seat. If your rear end wants to quit hunting way before you do, you might want to switch to family tradition. When he shows, you'll be waiting comfortably. Now that's important right there.
The more comfortable you are, the longer you're gonna hunt, the more success you'll have.
My most comfortable chair is 15 feet off the ground, and if your deer stand ain't worth a sit, try ours. Okay, oak flavoring. Okay, that's used a family tradition, and that's Jeff Foxworthy right there.
And he doesn't, he doesn't get paid for this. That's just what he chooses to hunt with.
That's a nice buck right there.
Yes, sir. Big ones.
I got one or two more. You can see these testimonials. Let's see. It's Tom Nelson, an American archer right there, and now he's a great bow hunter. Having been a bow hunter for. Let's see, Bob, I'm getting out of focus.
May not be able to read that one, but he gets paid now. He sponsors the tree stand on his program, but he gets paid, and you can see that's what he uses.
Well, a lot of times when I have something like that, I always go to the last sentence because people try to sum it up, and his last sentence is good. Remember, your life hangs in the balance, and so
that's exactly right.
And it's not worth a gamble on a cheap tree stand. Let's show one more. Okay. That's that Tecumseh guy from.
Yeah, he has a program on television, and here again, he does not buy these stands. He just voluntarily uses it for safety.
Okay, Dave Morris. He said, when my pal Jeff Foxworthy first rep to me about the family tradition tree stands, I had my doubts, but not anymore. After using them I'm a believer. I've tried them. It goes on to say I've never seen anything that could could match family tradition. The durability, design, the things are just awesome. They're simply the best. That's David Morris from the Bucks of Tecumseh. That is another good testimony. So
Yeah, you know, it's a safe stand. There's just hundreds of stands out there, but you need to be very particular about what kind of tree stand you hunt out of, because you're up off the ground. I remember Bob Shepard one time, one of our students asked him, how high should you hunt? He's a doctor.
yeah.
Excuse me. He said, no higher than you want to fall.
That's true. Well, that's some good testimonies, not just you, but all these other guys too that do it. So, all right, we're going to take our final break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Sit here with Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods, one of the oldest, most established sporting goods, probably just in the South, not just in Florida, but in the
about
whole
65 years.
Yeah, there's not many of them that's been going that long. It's just a great store down there. Just walk down there and check it out as a museum, if nothing else. Let's take a look at our fish and game forecast for today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Those times are looking good now. We're looking at 5:23 to 7:23 this morning, and this evening from 5:51 to 7:51. Those two-hour blocks are in good shape. And I was going to that redfish tournament we had this past weekend. Those boys, several people caught those fish right around that middle of the day fishing times. I double checked it to make sure. A quick announcement, I got this last night from FWC. Governor Scott and FWC have added some free fishing days, no license required. This is for next year, and actually added 4. So, and I'll go over this plenty of time, but just to let you know, the purpose of these free fishing days is for all those folks with license, is just take a neighbor or friend or cousin that don't have a license and maybe introduce them to fishing and tell them come on down. They don't have to buy a license. And saltwater, they're going to start doing this on a yearly basis. So always remember when you have friends from out of town planning a vacation, saltwater is going to be the first Saturday and Sunday in June. So that first weekend in June, and also the first Saturday of September, which will be around Labor Day usually, and then also the Saturday following Thanksgiving. That's a good one right there, because a lot of folks are in town, and I like that a lot. Now on freshwater, we're going to do it on the first Saturday and Sunday in April, and the second Saturday and Sunday in June. So that's adding some free fishing days in Florida. So
we got good fishing, and you don't have to have a boat. It's something easy and simple. You can fish off the marina and catch fish, So
yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, thank you, Governor Scott and the FWC for throwing that out to us. And also tomorrow, now speaking of FWC, Stan Kirkland's going to be on. We're going over all our seasons and dates and get all that squared away. And we're going to get a word from Stan on red snapper season for sure. I'm scared to say anything because you just never know what's going to happen. So right as it stands now, we will have a state red snapper season for 21 days, and Stan will elaborate on that a lot more and all. But let's get back to hunting and all and outdoor stuff. Your food plots. What's coming on with your food plots now?
Well, if it'll dry up enough, it's time to plant food plots.
Okay.
Or we'll be here coming right up, and things are drying out. I went up to check my area Sunday after church, and it was still wet, but it's drying up. Thank goodness. I've never seen it this wet this long.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing, but it's time to get going. It's time to check out your tree stands, make sure they're safe and ready to go, and get your game cameras out and start seeing what kind of game you got out there and see where the big ones are. And those game cameras are great because it not only tells you where to hunt, it tells you where not to hunt.
Yeah, that's true.
If nothing's coming in,
if nothing,
you don't need to go there.
Don't waste your time there.
So it's just amazing how much I enjoy. It's about as much fun playing with a game camera as it is hunting.
I hear that over and over, and I get fascinated each year at the pictures that are sent to me, and people they talk about it at work about that big buck they saw on the camera, and they may get them or may not get them, but they just have fun talking about it and showing the pictures.
I have got some pictures of some Boone and Crockett bears. Believe me, I've got pictures of some big bears.
Really?
Yeah.
I showed some pictures just last week over there in Santa Rosa Beach at a people's house. Come in the backyard. They're having trouble at Santa Rosa Beach right next door.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah. I've got a picture of him standing up, reaching at the feeder, and he can just get one finger underneath the spinner plate to bend it so the corn will spill out. You
How
know.
they figured that out, didn't they?
Yeah, and I got to figure some way to raise that thing about a foot.
Yeah, it's fascinating watching them. That's something else I'll mention to Stan tomorrow. If there's any development on the bear population.
Oh, they're doing fine, I can tell you.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
They're staying healthy and all. But,
Yes, sir.
all right, now we got archery season coming up. We got duck season coming up this month,
Yeah,
and a
coming
couple
up
of
here,
about 2
the
weekends.
early season.
2 weekends.
And we got archery starting the 26th of October. Remember, this year it's a couple weeks later, so they changed archery. They changed the dates on some of the seasons.
Yeah, which is to me a little bit better, a little bit cooler, and a little
Right.
bit more movement and all.
They're
so.
doing it scientifically where it'll be better for the hunters.
Yeah, yeah, I like that and all.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Game Fish does a good job here.
Now, mineral blocks. Have you had those? You do those year round, or how do you do your mineral blocks?
I don't do a lot with mineral blocks. You need it. It's a good thing, but you need to do it consistently in the same place.
Yeah,
So they get used to it,
yeah.
and that works out good.
What do you think is the single best thing to get the horn bigger? That's what everybody wants, those big horns and all.
I think the best thing, and we got it this year, is good rain, a lot of rain, so that we get plenty of browse growing. That's their main source of food, you know, is weeds. And we've had a good crop. There's acorns on trees everywhere. You know, so we're gonna have a good acorn crop. So the deer ought to be in fine health this year.
I've had some people sending pictures of the deer out at St. Andrews State Park, and I see those every year. And those, of course, they got velvet on them now, but
Yeah.
they're some good-looking deer. Their body's not big, but
They got some big horns out
They
there.
sure do.
If you want to see some good deer, go out to the park around 5 o'clock or late in the evening, ride around those ponds out there. Just drive around slow, and you can see some really big deer.
And it's fascinating, and get a kick out of doing that too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, Ronnie, we're going to start wrapping things up. As always, thank you for bringing these pictures. And,
Oh, yeah.
and folks, y'all run down and check out those tree stands, those family tradition tree stands. I'm certainly going to go down and look at one, and I'm convinced that's a good tree stand.
Main thing is keep this safety in mind. Be careful.
Yep. And folks, as always, thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership, and you do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.